Hi, today we are going to be reviewing Toothsome's Chocolate Emporium and Savory Kitchen at Universal Studios Hollywood City Walk.
So yeah, what was the atmosphere like? Did we enjoy our time there? And most importantly, what was the food like?
And what would we recommend?
I'm Brad.
I'm Kim.
And we're 626 Ohana, California. So let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so walking into Toothsome's was an interesting and kind of different.
I thought it was really cool.
Yeah, so what you're questioning is, it's kind of like a steampunk mixed with a chocolate factory and...
Maybe just a touch of like Willy Wonka.
Yeah. Really, it's really neat. And the different lights and the background screens showing the factory going is really cool. And the music overhead, you're kind of like... We were questioning it until we actually saw our menus. And the menus go over the whole reasonings there, which I'm showing you now, but... In essence, it's a French jazz type of music that's playing overhead.
It's actually kind of perfect.
Yeah, and it's a really neat vibe going into there.
We're going to tell you this is a very comprehensive review. We actually went in 3 times because it's such a massive menu that we wanted to give you guys like a really good comprehensive overview.
Yep, and I'll show you the menu as we're going through page by page by page. It's a huge menu. That's a reason why we wanted to go back and make sure we tried more things to see what it's like.
Well, the one thing I'll tell you, it is best to have reservations. The first time we tried to go, we didn't have reservations. It was completely full. They did not have a standby line. Our only option at that point was they have like a milkshake sundae bar, which was really kind of cool, and we went over there
and got a milkshake, and we'll tell you more about that here in a little bit.
Anyway, so let's start with appetizers.
Yeah, so the first appetizer we're going to show you is the chocolate almond bread.
It is so good, and it comes with a creme brulee butter, which is kind of a unique, awesome thing. And together, I love it. And this is an appetizer, so we started out our meals with chocolate.
Yeah, and it's kind of like dark chocolate mixed with a little bit of, I wouldn't say overly sweet chocolate.
No, it's not. But I'll warn you, it is messy.
What it reminded me of is the chocolate muffin you have in the morning.
I think it's even better.
Okay. And then let's go on to our second appetizer, which was?
I think the first time we got the truffle fries, so that was really good. They are intense.
Those fries had a great flavor of garlic, Parmesan, and a little bit of herbs on it, which I really liked it.
I did too. Add that with your ketchup, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed those. The sad part is there's so many good things on the menu that's really easy to overlook.
Yeah, there's a lot of good things on this menu. And our next appetizer we ordered was the kettle chip nachos, which... The look at the description is very interesting, but really, the taste was great.
It had like a queso, it had andouille sausage. It was really good.
It had pulled pork on it too.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
We really enjoyed it. Only thing that we could say is that when we went our second time, I really wish I had more andouille sausage on it.
We only ordered this our second visit.
Yeah, and we'll get a little bit more into why this might matter a little bit later on to the review, but overall, those nachos, I really enjoyed them.
I did too.
Again, like I said, I wish they had more of that andouille sausage. That's just me though. So we got through our appetizers. It's a lot of food already. Well, let's get to our entrees.
So the first time I had the cocoa pork tenderloin, okay, I didn't know what this was going to end up being like. I wanted to take a risk. I wanted to try something chocolate on the menu each time. And I was blown away.
Yeah, really?
It had a cocoa rub on it, and it was delicious.
Spoiler alert, it was the best thing that we had on the whole entire menu.
So much so, when we came back the third visit, our son wanted to try it, and they were sold out.
Yeah. So it really had a great flavor. I was really surprised by that chocolate on the outside of the pork tenderloin, how much flavor it gave it. It just blended perfectly.
It did. And then you got...
I got the short ribs, which...
You know, it also came with a cocoa flavored in the rub. I
didn't taste it. It just tasted pretty...
Actually, I didn't even for a short rib. I didn't care for it.
It was one of the ones that was recommended to our waiter as one of the things that people liked. I just didn't feel like the flavor was there. And I think what ruined it is I had a taste of Kim's pork tenderloin, and that was just so flavorful, so good. It blew everything else out of the water at that point.
I feel like your short rib was really salty too.
Yeah, it was just
weird. I can't describe the taste because I've never tasted anything like it. but
Yeah.
it just didn't go well.
And the grits were really cheesy. It was, and the combinations did not work for me, unfortunately. And that's kind of where we are at it on it.
I didn't try the grits. I'm not a grit person.
Yeah, and I like grits. It was overly cheesy for me. Obviously, like we said, we went 2 times, so all this is not in one eat in one sit down.
It would not have been possible.
And so Hayden ordered the shrimp mac and cheese. So the cheese was like a fontina more, I think is the way you say it, sauce, and
It was really bad. Hayden had like one bite, is like hated it. I took a bite and didn't like it. We understand it was the cheese. The shrimp was good, Hayden said, but
yeah, the cheese was, if you don't
Weird.
like stinky cheeses, I guess is the way to put it, it really had that taste to it. And if you don't like it, if you're expecting a regular mac and cheese out of this, don't. You're going to be sorely disappointed. It didn't work for me either, even though I tasted it. I could taste that it was a different type of cheese, and I wasn't like them, like, oh, I was like, okay, what kind of cheese is this? So
exactly. But it was, none of the 3 of us liked the shrimp mac and cheese.
And then Kim ordered just the basic.
Bacon or cheddar bacon burger. It was good. I mean, the only problem I had, and I think they were really busy, so it was super greasy. It was like the bun was saturated. I like pick it up and it was dripping. And I ordered mine medium. So if that gives you kind of a reference, it had good flavor. I really liked it. Roasted the tomato. I thought that was really good and different. It had almost a smoky taste to it, but it definitely changed the flavor of the tomato, and I really liked that on the burger.
Yeah, I actually enjoyed her burger. I mean, for a burger, it was still a burger. Wasn't anything above, but it was still good. And really, for the value-wise of the burger, for a theme park, it wasn't too bad. Also, we did get truffle fries with those, and the truffle fries, for some reason, didn't taste as good as the second time.
I liked them. I didn't have that issue, and since Hayden didn't like his mac and cheese, he ate all my truffle fries, which was fine.
Okay, and I got something different, which is kind of a burger, but it's not a burger.
Right. I actually debated getting this.
So what I got was the fork and knife grilled ribeye steak sandwich. I felt like the Wendy's lady saying, "Where's the beef?"
It was the skimpiest, thinnest beef. I didn't even know they could make beef that thin.
It was really thin slice of, I would say, under a 1/4 inch thick, and it was just one little piece across. I mean, really, the menu made this thing look like a thicker piece of meat in it.
The menu had pictures, which I kind of like that on a menu, especially when it's so massive. It gave me a better idea. Like, I was considering the may contain bacon burger, but when I saw the massive size on the menu, I was like, forget about it. There's no way I'm getting through that thing.
And all the burgers are actually the same size and meat-wise. The make tay bacon just had a lot more meat on it.
It had different, like, it had pork belly, it had bacon, the patty, lots of veggies. So that just really piled it high, and I was like, nope, there's no way.
And we'll get a little bit more into this in a minute, because actually I was going to order it as well, and some things changed. So with the fork and knife grilled ribeye sandwich, it was, I mean, really, I liked the veggies they put on it. Everything on it tasted really well. It was a little greasy like Kim's burger was, but I really wish that meat was a little bit thicker.
It was measly.
Yeah. And
I mean, you had meat that was like that thin,
Yeah.
and I'm not exaggerating. Usually a steak, you think about that thin, but we're talking about like half the size of a ribeye, or even maybe even a quarter size.
I mean, it was tiny. I mean, what we're talking about for reference, it was under a 1/4 inch thick. I would probably put it as, and it was just too thin. I needed that meat to finish off, but everything else, I'm not a big pepper person on it, but I had roasted peppers and everything else on it. It was really good.
I liked it too. I took a bite. We tried each other's food.
So I think we're in agreement. I wish it was a little bit thicker. There's a reason for a lot of this, and we're kind of have a little bit of a theory. We'll get more into that, our overall wrap-up review of everything that we had, of why we didn't get contained bacon. So let's go on to, well, you're at a place that has chocolate in the name, right?
Right? The desserts.
I mean, really?
These are the stars, let's be honest. This is what we're all going for. Nobody's sitting there thinking, I want to go for a burger or an entree. We're there for the desserts, let's be honest.
And really, they could be almost your appetizer, entree, and dessert all in one.
So the first time we went, we didn't have that reservation, and we just went over and got a milkshake. I got the chocolate times 5. Mm-hmm. It is really, really good. You do have to be a chocolate lover. It had chocolate times 5, I guess you would say. It had chocolate ice cream, chocolate whipped cream, chocolate swirls, chocolate, syrup. It was just insane, but it was so good. But we hadn't eaten dinner. We're like, we'll just get a milkshake and have dessert and eat in a few hours. We had our milkshakes and did not have dinner that night because it is so intense.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was looking down for a second because I was trying to remember exactly the name of what I ordered. It was a coffee shake. It was
espresso.
Yeah,
shake.
Espresso shake. And really, like Kim said, it was so thick, rich. It was so good. We really wanted water to drink. And the thing is, if you do go to there's no water sold over there. You actually have to go over to the other side of the restaurant where the candy
like
store
the gift shop is,
and get a bottle of water over there if you want water. So I would recommend make sure you have a bottle of water with you because it is hard to drink that.
Yeah, they don't sell sodas. They won't give you water or sell water or whatever. That's something that I'd love to see change because those milkshakes are intense.
Yeah, and really it was a full meal in themselves. But it was really good. I mean, they went to the point of even putting chocolate-covered espresso beans on the side, which I love. And it was really great. Another thing to know about their shakes is almost all their ice creams are made in-house. There's a couple that are not made in-house. If you ask them, they should tell you. But like the coffee ice cream that they used in my shake is not made in-house. But the chocolate
Nutella is. I didn't have Nutella in mine, but another dessert later we'll get into had the Nutella ice cream, which wow.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, we went. So you're gonna get a big dessert thing or a big dessert review here. Yeah. So the second time we got I guess a weird bonus because there were some Universal execs and.
They had a big event. They were making tons of desserts and realized they had extra, so they gave it to the customers there that night as an extra, which was nice.
Yeah.
We got the triple bread pudding, which wow.
It has 3 types of chocolate in it. It has chocolate cake with white chocolate ice cream with it. It is
amazing.
Yeah.
And it's rich. There's just no other way to put it. It was so good. But I think even though we both had some of it, like half went home with us.
Yeah, and that's when my mother-in-law got a hold of it, and she was, no, mine. It was that good. Really recommend it. And Cam is not a bread pudding person.
That's not usually one of my go-to favorite type of desserts, but this was phenomenal. So the next thing we got was a flourless chocolate gooey cake. That's like your usual flourless cake. It had a raspberry sauce. It was rich. It was really good. Once again, part of it came home with us because we couldn't eat all that. These were really rich, and we knew we were getting in over our heads, and we still had dinner coming out, so we took half home.
Funny part about this is these ones, the reason we wanted to order more desserts because we actually had something else in mind for our desserts that we were going to eat, and they gave us this one, so we decided, no, you know what, we're going to order more desserts. And so the next thing I ordered, which is the chocolate creme brulee.
Oh my goodness. This is their signature dessert, or one of their signature desserts. The triple chocolate bread pudding is their other one, mm-hmm. as far as like not the ice cream. Mm-hmm.
So for me, I liked it. There is no way in heck I was going to eat this whole thing by myself.
I think we each took like 2 bites, and once again, that went home with us. That was so rich that neither one of us could take more than a few bites. Yeah. Like, this is really a great dessert to share.
Yeah, and really, it's not that it's overly sweet. It is just extremely rich. You have a few bites, you're like, oh wow,
it's intense.
Yeah, it's
a good intense.
Really good. Everything else about it's great. It's just too much. And normally creme brulees, I can eat the whole thing and not a problem.
Right? Actually, 2 of Brad's favorite desserts are creme brulees and bread pudding. So he got both.
I was at 7.5. So that worked out perfect for us. And then Kim got...
I got the chocolate cream pie. It was light. It didn't have a lot of flavor. I would skip it. It really... I was expecting it to be a little bit more along the lines of like a chocolate silk cake. And it wasn't. It just kind of lacked. That's the one that I kind of think was kind of the underwhelming.
Okay. But wait, there's more.
Okay, so third visit.
So I ordered the Brookies, cookies, and cream. And yes, I had to read that because it's hard to say. Basically what it is, it's a Brookie, chocolate chip cookie, Oreo cookies and cream ice cream, whipped cream, chocolate sauce, and chocolate shavings. And really, I liked it. It wasn't overly rich. the brookie and the chocolate chip cookie. I think by that point, because we ate so much, I was pretty full, and it was at that point, I was like, okay, my body's not gonna take this. The ice cream was good. It wasn't as chocolate intense as the other desserts, which I think I would recommend the shakes and those other bread puddings and stuff if you want to.
Shakes, really?
Yeah.
I think the shakes are.
Well, I'm saying because if you really want that rich dessert taste.
Okay.
This was I think if you didn't want the cream pie like you, was really light. But this, it was in that heavy. It was kind of that.
It was a mild.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense.
But it was good. I enjoyed it. I did eat it, almost all of it, except for the half of the chocolate cookie and brookie.
Okay, so I got a sundae this time. I thought I would try something different. I went with the chocolate brownie bark. So it had chocolate ice cream, brownies, what they call is a chocolate brownie bark, chocolate whipped cream, chocolate sprinkles. It was huge. Once again, like, I don't even think I ate half. Like, I took home the brownies and some of the brownie bark for later. If you guys are not getting a theme here, their desserts are very shareable.
And a lot of chocolate.
Really good chocolate.
So, what did you think? Did you think it was over heavy?
After everything, I do feel like their desserts are very heavy. It is very good to share these kind of things. I would have shared.
So,
And I'm usually not a dessert share person.
So, okay. Yeah, I mean, these are big, heavy desserts. So,
And good.
yeah, it's so really shareable for a lot of people. I would think that if you can agree on something, that'd be great. Hayden did get a shake while he was there. He got the
Chocolate times 5.
This is where we're going to get into a little bit of our negative part of the review of what happened. And so, really, his strawberries, everything about his shake was just about the milkshake. There was nothing of the extras like you saw on Kim's shake.
So Brad's going to show you a picture of my shake the first time I got it, and then a picture of Hayden's. So there was an inconsistency. Brad and I have this theory that it was their first big holiday weekend or big busy weekend, because it was President's Day weekend, that we went this third time.
And also they had Super Mario World opening at that weekend, so
a lot was going on. And
get reservations was really hard. And we didn't have our reservation until 7:45 at night.
So you can see the difference in the shakes. There's a massive difference in that. Also, I feel like there was a lot of things that were sold out.
Yeah, but we actually, Hayden really wanted the pork.
The cocoa pork, our waitress apologized and said, sorry, we don't have it. We just ran out, and we had a 7:45 reservation.
Mm-hmm. So Hayden ordered the mac and cheese as his alternative. Well, I was going to order make contain bacon, and they were out of the pineapple chutney.
Okay, and then the shakes, it looks like they were out of those chocolate spirals that I got on mine before, and even the size of the strawberries.
Yeah, everything went down in size, so we're wondering if our second time, the reason that my sandwich may have been a lot thinner is that they were trying to stretch every ingredient as far as they can.
So it just, the whole night, the second night, if you're expecting fast service here, both nights were slow.
Yeah.
It was incredibly slow. We've been to nice fancy restaurants. We've been to, all kinds of places. Honestly, like those drawn out meals, this seems twice as long to get your meals.
Literally, it felt like going to a high-end scale restaurant as far as time-wise and getting food and everything out. And it wasn't by design.
And second of all, like, we ordered drinks. We had our drinks. Brad and Hayden were thirsty. They finished theirs, like, right away. They asked for a second soda, took forever, didn't get it. I finally drank my soda. Then we asked a second time for sodas. It was still probably another 20 minutes or so before. It
wasn't until we after finished our meal we got our second soda. So basically, we got our first initial and refills way after. And the reason we're thinking this is we think they're overstretched. They've had the patio open this time for dinners. I think they had too many things and too many people coming in and out, and not enough staff to help.
I don't know if this is going to be a time issue that's in the future they're able to figure out their time. I don't know if it's a staffing issue, but I've never been to a restaurant where we've like asked twice for sodas and waited like, I think you probably over total waited like 45 minutes for a soda.
Yeah, and it was a thing that we were chalking up because the food was so good
Yeah.
that it was worth it for its weight. But in normal situations, if you're going to a theme park and you're wanting that to get through and so you can get home, we literally sat down at our table about 7:45.
No, we got to the front at 7:45,
Right.
and then so the other thing is they asked us if we wanted to sit inside or outside, and we said we wanted to go inside. Well, one of the negatives is they were acting like we put them out to want to sit inside, and
yeah.
it was really cold out.
Yeah, and so we did wait for our table. We did get to sit down finally, and I think when we were done with our meal from about 8 o'clock when we finally sat down to it was almost 10 o'clock.
So when we say exaggerated time, that really is an exaggerated time. It took us forever to order, or it took forever to get drinks. It took forever. Our desserts was like glacial speed.
So the first time we went, it was still slower, and I think this is the reason we're kind of going. We're thinking it was about an hour and 20 for a full meal to go through. So yeah,
Our server the first time though was on top of drinks.
yeah,
much
just
more.
trying to keep up, and I just really think it's a staffing issue at this point that they're overstretched, and that was with running out of food was evident that they had an extremely busy weekend they were not ready for. So we're going to give them a mulligan to a point on this. So if you're finding this video helpful, please like,
Subscribe.
and follow along with our ohana. So what is our overall view? Well, it's like we said with the service, we're giving them a little bit of mulligan, but the food,
It's hit or miss.
yeah. So you're really gonna have to watch what you order. There's things that are just excellent, that are great, and things that were like, meh.
We were about this close from sending back the shrimp
Yeah.
and mac and cheese, and we don't send things back, but I really thought about it.
Yeah, that was one of the ones that I would not order. It just, the flavor wasn't there. It wasn't great. The pork tenderloin, obviously, that's
yeah.
excellent. It was great. And then parts of it were meh.
I think I would try some other things.
Yeah, I
too.
really want to try the made bacon. It has that pineapple chutney in it that they were out of. And that sounded good with the pork belly and everything else. It sounded like it'd be really good. But overall, yes, we would recommend going there. It's fun. The atmosphere is great. We had a good time going there other than the drink situation. So with that, I think it's time for us to say goodbye and
Find your magic. Bye, everyone.